Hi there, this is Mrs. Ewing, third grade teacher at Deer Creek School. This is my third year of doing saluting new readers, and I hope you enjoy Deer Creek Room 21's saluting new readers today. Enjoy.
Hey!
Hi, I'm Sandra and I'm going to be reading How Hungry Are You? I'm hungry. Want to go on a picnic? Sure. I'll make sandwiches if you bring bug juice. How hungry are you? Hungry. 12 sandwiches. Does that sound like enough for the two of us? Okay. Where are you going, guys? On a picnic. Can I come? Can she come? Only if she brings food. What have you got to eat? My mom just made cookies. I could take a dozen. Four sandwiches each and 4 cookies each. What do you say? Yum. What's up? We're going on a picnic. Can I come? Can she come? Another girl? Well, what she got to eat? What she got to eat? What do you have to eat? Rice pudding packs. How many? 12. 3 sandwiches, 3 cookies, and 3 rice pudding packs each. What do you say? Yum, yum. Is food all you guys think about? Hey, is this a party or something? Yeah, is this a party? We're going on a picnic. Oh no, it's the twins. They always have gum. Ask them if they have gum. Do you have gum? Yeah. How much? 12 sticks. Yeah, 12 sticks. Chewing gum or bubble gum? Chewing gum. Yeah, chewing gum. Go home. But they're really good flavors. Yeah, good. What flavors? Variety. Yeah, all sorts. Yay, I get banana. 2 of everything. Thank you for listening to me read.
Hey!
Hi, my name is Brayden and I'm going to be reading The Given Tree. Once there was a tree. And she loved a little boy. And every day the boy would come. And he would gather her leaves. And make them into crowns and play king of the forest. He would climb up her trunk and swing from her branches. And eat apples. And they would play hide and go seek. And when he was tired, he would sleep in her shade. And the boy loved the tree very much. And the tree was happy. But time went on by. And the boy grew older. And the tree was often alone. Then one day the boy came to the tree, and the tree said, "Come, boy, come and climb up my trunk and swing from my branches, and eat apples and play in my shade, and be happy." "I am too big to climb and play," and said the boy. "I want to buy things and have fun. I want some money. Can you give me some money?" Thank you for listening to me read.
Hey!
is Riley, and I'm going to be reading The Zombie Zone by Ron Roy. Chapter 11. The next morning, Jack picked up the kids after breakfast. Ruth Rose was wearing pink from headband to sneakers. "You look like a sunrise," Jack told her. "Thanks, Jack," Ruth Rose said. Was your baby born yet?" "Yes," the proud father said. "It's a beautiful little girl, Teresa, and her mom are sleeping now. So now our chance to get a peek at the alligator's nest." And half an hour later, they were all hunkered down in some bushes near the water. Jack had brought binoculars, and they were taking turns peering at the mother alligator. She was laying half in the water with her long snout pointing to her nest. The gators scarcely hide behind blackish green ridges and bumpy like a truck tire. "I don't see any babies," whispered Josh. "They haven't hatched yet," Jack said, pointing to the small hill of that mound is near her nest. Thanks for listening to me read.
Hi, I'm Shelby, and I'm going to be reading A Walk Through Time, the Yosemite Coloring Book today. The Native Americans have lived in the area of Yosemite National Park for thousands of years. Many old trails wind down the valley from the rocks above. This view is from the old inspiration point along the trail from Wamona to the Yosemite Valley. The Awani people of Yosemite thought the face you can see in Half Dome was the face of Tisayak. The legend tells about the quarrel she had with her husband, Nagus. After taking a drink from the Mirror Lake, she became Half Dome. You can still see her face, drained with tears. Nagus became Washington Column. The Royal Arches and Basket Dome were formed, her baby carrier and burnt basket. Today's name for places in Yosemite are different from the names given by Awani long ago. Do you recognize these places and animals? The Awani gathered to celebrate with dances. The dancers were wearing. This dancer is wearing a headband and made of orange feathers and a bird called a flicker, a bobcat skin kit, and a shell bead necklace he is carrying. Thank you for listening to me read.
Hi, my name is Hana, and I'm going to be reading Okami Wanders Too Far. Okami and his mommy, Mama Do, were walking in the forest. It had just stopped raining, and the air felt fresh. Mama Do was taking Okami to search for food. She looked at him down a path he did not know. Okami was excited. He loved new places to explore. Okami found a leafy branch and was busy dragging it along the ground. He did not notice that Mama Dew had stopped ahead of him. Bump, oops, Okami walked right into his mommy. Mama Dew grunted loudly. There were two paths ahead, one on the right and one on the left. Mama Dew wandered up the right-hand path. Okami wanted to go along the other path. He began to whimper and shake the lefty branch to get his mama's attention. He wanted her to follow him. Mama Dew looked around, waited, and then continued up the right path. Okami whimpered louder. He went a bit further up his path and pushed to see if Mama Dew was following him. But she was not. Okami, thank you for listening to my story.
Hi, I'm Summer and I'm going to be reading Where the Sidewalk Ends today. An invitation. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, I wish you're a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer. If you are a pretender, come in. Come and sit by my fire, for we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in. The acrobats. I'll swing by my ankles, she'll cling to your knees, as you hang by your nose from a high-up trapeze. But just one thing, please, as we float through the breeze, don't sneeze. Magic. Sandra's seen a leprechaun, Ellie's touched a drum. Charlie's found some goblin's gold, Donald's heard a mermaid sing. Susie's spied an elf, but all the magic I have known I had to make myself. Homemade boat. This boat that we just built is just fine, and don't try to tell us it's not. The side and the back are divine. It's the bottom I guess we forgot. I must remember. Turkey on Thanksgiving, pudding on Christmas, eggs on Easter, chicken on Sunday, fish on Friday, leftover Monday. But oh me, I'm such a dunce, I went and ate them all at once. The fourth, oh crash, my bash, it's bing, the zing, fourth, whoosh of the room, July, wee. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Went for a ride in the flying shoe. Hooray, what fun, it's time. Woo said, ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle was captain and pickle was crew, and tickle served coffee and muglin stew. As higher and higher they flew. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Over the sun and beyond the blue. Hold on, say it, I hope we do. Cried ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Never return to the world they knew. And nobody knows what happened to dear Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Thank you for listening to me read.
Hi, my name is Devin and today I will be reading Young Wolf's First Hunt. Chapter 1, A Secret. Young Wolf ran to keep up with his father. I see that you have learned to use your bow, said Eagle Father. Your mother will be pleased by the meat we bring her. Young Wolf's heart swelled. Now maybe Father will let me run buffalo, he thought. It would soon be time for the buffalo hunt. Everyone in the village needed warm robes and meat for winter. The night young wolf said, "Father, I think I am ready to run buffalo and kill a calf." Eagle Father smiled. "You have a strong arm and a sharp eye, but you are too young, my son. Running buffalo is dangerous, and Red Wind is not a buffalo horse." "I can teach her," said young wolf. Eagle Father shook his head. "No, you are too young." He looked at young wolf's mother. Voice of the Cyrus nodded. "Wait until you are 11, my son. Only one more winter, grandfather could help me," said young wolf. Eagle Father could hard at him. I have spoken. You are too young." Too young, thought young wolf. He stood up. "I wish my name was Old Wolf," he said. Then he ducked out the opening. Red Wind was beside the teepee. Thank you for listening to me read.
Hi, I'm Stuart, and I'm going to be reading Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Harry was several streets away before he collapsed onto a low wall in Magnolia Crescent. Panting from the effort of dragging his trunk, he sat quite still, anger still stirred through him, listening to the frantic thumping of his heart. But after 10 minutes alone in a dark street, a new emotion overtook him: panic. Whichever way he looked at it, he had never been in a worse fix. He was stranded, quite alone in a dark Muggle world. There was absolutely nowhere to go, and worse of it, he had just done serious magic, which meant that he was almost certainly expelled from Hogwarts. He had broken the Greenford, the restriction of underage wizardry, so badly. He was surprised the Ministry of Magic representatives weren't swooping down on him where he sat. Harry shivered and looked up and down Magnolia Crescent. What was going to happen to him? Would he be arrested, or would he simply be outlawed from the wizarding world? He thought of Ron and Hermione, and his heart sank even lower. Harry was sure that, criminal or not, Ron and Hermione would want to help him now, but they were both aboard on with Hexagon. He had no meaning of contacting them. He did not have any Muggle money either. There was little wizarding gold in the money bag at the bottom of his trunk, but the rest of his fortune his parents had left him was stored in a vault at Gringotts Wizard Bank in London. He'll never be able to drag his trunk all the way to London unless... He looked down at his wand, which he still clutched in his hand. If he was already expelled, his heart was now thumping. He had the invisibility cloak, which he had inherited from his father. What if he switched his trunk to make it? Thank you for listening to me read.
Hi, my name is Brayden, and I'm going to be reading Go Dog Go. Dog. Big dog, little dog. Big dogs and little dogs. Black and white dogs. Hello, hello. Do you like my hat? I do not. Goodbye, goodbye. One little dog going in, three big dogs going out. A red dog on a blue tree, a blue dog on a red tree. Some big dogs and some little dogs going around in cars. A big dog out of
a car. Two big dogs going up, one little dog going down. The green dog is up, the yellow dog is down. The blue dog is in, the red dog is out. One dog up on a house, three dogs down in the water. A green dog over a tree, a yellow dog under a tree. Two dogs in a house on a boat in the water, a dog over the water, a dog under the water. Hello again, hello. Do you like my hat? I do not like it. Goodbye again, goodbye. The dogs are all going round and around and around. Go around again. The sun is up. The sun is yellow. The yellow sun is over the house. It is hot out here in the sun. It is not hot here under the house. Thank you for listening to me read.
Hi, my name's Kim and I'm going to be reading Princess Elizabeth. Living in Santa Dora must be just like living in a real-life fairy tale, Jessica Wakefield said with a sigh. She was lying on her twin's bed, leafing through the pages of the book Elizabeth had brought home from the library. She held up a picture of King and Queen. Imagine living in a country that still has royalty. Elizabeth couldn't help teasing her sister just a little. I thought you weren't very excited about studying Santa Dora for the next 2 weeks, she said, laughing. In fact, I can even quote you. Who cares about such a dinky little country? It's not famous for anything. Jessica tossed back her long blonde hair and grinned at her sister. You're right, she admitted. Dropping the book and sitting up straight. I wasn't too interested in Santa Dora, but that was before I found out that Arthur Castle would be coming as an exchange student. She picked up the book again, flapping the pages. I wonder if he'll be as good looking as the boys in these pictures, she mused. They have all gorgeous dark curly hair, such beautiful olive skin. Elizabeth looked up from the map. She was drawing. Well, she observed frantically. You don't have long to wonder. He'll be here tomorrow. I know, Jessica sighed. Oh, Lizzie, thank you for listening to me read.
Hi, my name is Elisa and I'm going to read Julius. David went to Africa. His father was going to catch an animal for the circus. Do you want a giraffe, said Davy. No, said Mr. Smith. How about a lion, said Davy. No, said Mr. Smith. Will an elephant do, said Davy. No, said his father. I'm sorry. What we want is a gorilla, said Mr. Smith. Some animals have all the luck, said the lion, giraffe, and elephant. Davy couldn't wait to see a gorilla. He had never seen one. It's time to rest, said Mr. Smith. I'm not even tired, said Davy. Everyone took a nap. Davy could not sleep. Davy found a coconut. He kicked it into the bushes. Someone kicked it back to him. Who's in there? Said Davy. I am, said a voice. You're a strange-looking person, said Davy. I'm not a person, said the boy. I'm a gorilla. My name is Julius. They shook hands. Davy squeezed hard. Ow, you have a strong grip, said the gorilla. Would you like to play football, said Davy. I'd love to, said Julius. Davy showed Julius how to throw and pass. He showed him how to catch one, too. Julius tackled Davy. Now you tackle me, said Julius. No, thank you, said Davy. Look, I found a new friend, said Davy. My name is Julius, said Julius. Thank you for listening to me read. Hi, my name's Emily and I'm going to be reading Pirates Don't Wear Pink Sunglasses. I can't believe we have to go back there, Melody complained to as the school bus went over a bump. Liza leaned her head out the bus window and moaned. We'll never make it out of here alive. They're alive. Mr. Jenkins will get us for sure this time. The Bailey Elementary kids nodded as they remembered last summer at Camp Lone Wolf. They were sure Mr. Jenkins, their camp counselor, was a werewolf. He'll have to deal with me first, Eddie said from the seat behind the two girls. He held up a large clump of mistletoe. All right, Howie slapped his friends Eddie on the back. That should keep old werewolf face in check. The kids had read in a book that people during the Middle Ages used mistletoe to scare away werewolves. Eddie stuffed the mistletoe into his blue Bailey City gym bag. Thank you for listening to me read.
Hi, my name is Stella, and I'm going to be reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Days. Today was my deadline for finishing the first 3 chapters of Charlotte's Web. When Mom found out I wasn't done yet, she said we were going to sit down at the kitchen table until I was finished. About a half hour later, there was a knock at the front door, and it was Raleigh. I thought maybe he was coming back to the Reading is Fun club, but when I saw that his dad was with him, I knew something was up. Mr. Jefferson had an official-looking piece of paper with the country club logo on it. He said it was a bill for all the fruit smoothies me and Raleigh ordered at the clubhouse, and the grand total was $83. All those times me and Raleigh ordered drinks at the clubhouse, we just wrote down Mr. Jefferson's account number on the tab. Nobody told us someone actually had to pay for all that. I still didn't really understand what Mr. Jefferson was doing at my house. I think he's an architect or something. So if he needs $83, he can just design an extra building. He talked to Mom, though, and they both agreed that me and Riley needed to pay off the tab. I told Mom me and Riley are just kids, and it's not like we have salaries or careers or whatever. But Mom said we were just gonna have to be creative. Then she said we would have to suspend the Reading is Fun Club's meetings until we paid what we own. To be honest with you, I'm kind of relieved because at this point, anything that doesn't involve reading sounds pretty good to me. Thank you for listening to me read. Hi, my name is Alyssa and I'm going to be reading Pete the Cat, I Love My White Shoes. Pete the cat was walking down the street in his brand new white shoes. Pete loved his white shoes so much he sang a song. I love my white shoes, I love my white shoes, oh I love my white shoes. Pete stepped in a pile of strawberries. What color did they turn his shoes? Red. Did Pete cry? No. He kept on walking along and singing his song. I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. Oh no, Pete stepped in a pile of blueberries. What color did they turn his shoes? Blue. Did Pete cry? No. He kept on walking along and singing his song. I love my blue shoes, oh I love my blue shoes, oh I love my blue shoes. Oh no, Pete stepped in a large puddle of mud. What color did they turn his shoes? Brown. Did Pete cry? No. He kept on walking along and singing his song. I love my brown shoes, oh I love my brown shoes, oh I love my brown shoes. Oh no, Pete stepped in a bucket of water, and all the brown, blue, red were washed away. And red were washed away. Oh. What color were his shoes again? White, but now they were wet. Did Pete cry? No. He kept on walking along and singing his song. Thank you for listening to me read. Hi, my name is Hana, and I am going to be reading Scrambled Egg Super. I don't like to brag and I don't like to boast, said Peter T. Hooper. But speaking of toast and speaking of kitchens and ketchup and cake and kettles and stove and stuff people bake, well, I don't like to brag, but I'm telling you, Liz, that speaking of cooks, I'm the best that there is. Why, only last Tuesday when Mother was out, I really cooked something worth talking about. You see, I was sitting here resting my legs, and I happened to pick up a couple of eggs. And I sort of got thinking, it's sort of a shame that scrambled eggs always taste always the same. And that's because ever since goodness knows when, they've always been made from the eggs of a hen. Just a plain common hen. What a dumb thing to use, with all of the other fine eggs you could choose. And so I decided that just for a change, I'd scramble a new kind of egg on the range. So some fine fancy eggs that no other cook cooks, like the egg of a ruffle-necked Salamagooks. A Salamagooks say they should be good, so I went out and found some as quick as I could. And while I was lunging them back to the house, I happened to notice a tizzle-topped grouse in a tree down the street. And I knew from her looks that her eggs and the egg of a Salamagooks, oh, to mix mighty well. Oh, to taste simply super when scrambled together by Peter T. Hooper. So I took those eggs home and I frizzled them up, and I added some sugar, 2/3 of a cup, a small pinch of pepper, and also a pound of horseradish sauce that was sitting around. Thank you for listening to me read.
Hi, I'm Grady, and I'm going to be reading Matilda by Roald Dahl. The next morning, Miss Wormwood got up early and went into the bathroom and locked the door. As we already know, Miss Wormwood's hair was dyed a brilliant platinum blonde, very much the same glistening silvery color as a female tightrope walker's tights in the circus. The big dyeing job was done twice a year at the hairdresser's. But every month or so in between, Miss Wormwood used to freshen it up by giving it a rinse in the wash basin with something called platinum blonde hair dye extra strong. Matilda's father had a fine crop of black hair which he parted in the middle, which he was extremely proud of. Anyway, Mr. Wormwood kept his hair looking bright and strong, or so he thought, by rubbing into it every morning large quantities of a lotion called oil of violets hair tonic. Now, in the early morning privacy of the bathroom, Matilda unscrewed the cap of her father's oil of violets and tipped 3/4 of the contents down the drain. Then she filled the bottle up with her mother's platinum blonde hair dye extra strong. She carefully left enough of her father's original hair tonic in the bottle so that when she gave it a good shake, the whole thing still looked reasonably purple. Then she replaced the bottle on the shelf above the sink, taking care to put her mother's bottle back on the cupboard. So far, so good. At breakfast time, Matilda sat quietly at the dining room table eating her cornflakes. At this point, Mr. Wormwood came noisily into the room. He was incapable of entering any room quietly, especially at breakfast time. On this occasion, he strode in and slapped his son on the back and shouted, "Well, my boy, your father feels like he's in for another great money-making day at the garage. I've got a few little cars I'm going to fly. The idiots, Miss Wormwood. Where's my breakfast? I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for listening to me read."
Hi, I'm Elena. I'm going to be reading Diary of the Wimpy Kid, the third wheel. January. Sunday, I wish I'd started keeping my journal a lot earlier on because whoever ends up writing my biography is going to have a lot of questions about my life in the years leading up to middle school. Luckily, I remember just about everything that's happened to me since I was born. In fact, I can even remember stuff that happened to me before I was born. Back in those days, it was just me swimming around in the dark doing backflips and taking naps whenever I wanted. Then one day, I was in the middle of a really good nap and I got woken up by these strange noises coming from the outside. At that time, I didn't know what the heck I was hearing, but later on I found out it was my mom piping in music through these speakers she puts on her belly. I guess Mom thought if she played classical music for me every day before I was born, it would turn me into some kind of genius. Those speakers came with a microphone, and when Mom wasn't playing music, she was telling me everything that was happening in her life. And then Mommy went to the store where she bought you an adorable blue hat with little ducklings on it. And when Dad came home from work, Mom would have him give me a blow-by-blow of his day. So then I told Bill I did flip the paper over so he could see for himself. But that wasn't the end of it. Every night Mom would read to me for a half an hour before she went to bed. Mr. Blinkens, I beg your pardon, sir. Oliver Twist asked for more. The problem is my sleep schedule didn't line up with Mom's, so when she was sleeping, I'd be wide awake. Actually, I'd wish to pay more attention when Mom was reading to me, though. Thank you for listening to me read.
Hi, I'm Tavish, and I'm going to be reading The Red Pyramid. Chapter 14, A French Guy Almost Kills Us. The last couple of days, I'd seen a lot of crazy things, but the Hall of Ages took the prize. Double rows of stone pillars held up by a ceiling so high you could have parked a blimp under it with no trouble. A shimmering blue carpet that looked like water ran down the center of the hall, which was so long I couldn't even see to the end of the hall, even though it was bright lit. Balls of fire floated around like helium basketballs, changing color whenever they bumped into one another. Millions of tiny hieroglyphic symbols also drifted through the air randomly, combining into words and then breaking apart. I grabbed a pair of glowing red legs. They walked across my palm before jumping off and dissolving. But the weirdest things were the displays. I don't know what else to call them. Between the columns and on either side of us, images shifted, coming into focus and then blurring out again like holograms in a sandstorm. Come on, Zia told us, and don't spend too much time looking. It was impossible not to. The first 20 feet or so, the magical scenes cast a golden light across the hall. A blazing sun rose above the ocean, a mountain emerged from the water, and I had the feeling I was watching the beginning of the world. Giants strode across the Nile Valley, a man with a black skin and the head of a jackal, a lioness with bloody fangs, a beautiful woman with wings of light. Sadie stepped off the rug in a trance. She reached toward the images. Stay on the carpet, Zia grabbed Sadie's hand and pulled her back to the center of the hall. You are seeing the age of the gods. No mortal should dwell in these images. Thank you for listening to me read.
Hey! What do you love? Reading! And where do you go to school?
Deer Creek School!
What grade are you in?
3rd grade!
And who's your teacher?
Miss Ewing!
Who's the best teacher in the whole world?
Miss Ewing!
Hip hip hooray!
Hip